So, good evening, everybody. We are going to cover Unit 2 Social Structure and Education. Already, we have covered social structure, social stratification, family, and today we will cover school and community. What are their roles in education? And few of the previous year questions. We will move on to the next another important subtopic of the unit 2, that is school and community. As a family is one of the unit of the society, school is another unit of the society. How school and community ensures a better living standard, better interaction or socialization of a child. So let's have a look at what we are going to cover under school and community. So here we'll see school and community as a social system, school and community as a social process, school and community as a social progress. If you have referred your syllabus, this has been included in the new syllabus. That is why you may not get the questions from the previous year on this, but there is a close connection with whatever we are learning with the previous and were there about. It might be a child's character building or behavior, socialization, all that is, but in a separate way. What you will understand each one of their meaning. If meaning is clear, then you can apply all that you have learned. So what is social system, what is social process, what is social progress? So let us understand what do they stand for. What is social system? Social system is a structured network of interconnected individuals. Like it might be a single person, individual, or a groups or institutions within that society. It is bound by shared norms, values, and roles. It's the way society is organized and how its different parts interact to fulfill societal needs. So, if you talk about individuals, it's the people are the basic building blocks of any social system. Without people, there is no society. And when we talk about groups, or smaller units within this system, like a families, clubs, or teams, schools that share a common interest or goals. So, and institutions, formal organizations like governments, business, religious groups, and even schools we can take in the institutions. Then norms and values and roles. So these are the beliefs and expected behavior that guide a interaction with the system. If we have to take examples of social system, family, community, schools, business, political system, religious system, these are a social system. If these concepts are clear to you, you will easily able to understand school and community as a social system. Then second one is social process. What is social process? Process, it's a continuous. What is continuous? Our relation with the others, our interaction with the others, our behavior and the structure, all this is continuous. So social process are the interactions and relationships between individuals and groups that shape society, influencing behaviors and structures. They involve various forms of interaction, including cooperation, competition, conflict, accommodation, and assimilation. You know, this is a continuous process as long as human being on this earth. So these processes are continuous and universal as well, shaping social life and influencing how people interact and establish relationship. Cooperation is a continuous process. Accommodation is nothing but adjustments we make. Then our interaction with others, dependency on each other. Let's have a look at progress. What is progress? The word progress is a simple term to understand. It's a growth. Social progress refers to the capacity of society to meet the basic needs of its citizens, establish the building blocks for a better quality of life, and create opportunities for all individuals to reach their full potential. Our social system or process will lead to social progress. Here, when we talk about social progress, it might be in terms of basic human needs, foundational well being, then the improvement in the living standard, increased human potential, then sustainable development. Altogether, it's an improved quality of life. So, if these concepts are clear to you, then very easy to understand school and community, how they contribute for this. So let's quickly have a look at each one of them in detail. School and community as a system. A social system refers to a structured network of relationships, roles, and interactions designed to meet collective goals. Schools and communities together form a social system with interdependent roles and contributions. So, if we have to look at the components of school and community as a system, schools as a microsomes of society. School reflects societal values, norms, and aspirations. School curriculum includes lessons on civic responsibilities, fostering socially aware citizens. Then communities as a support structure where local business sponsoring school events. They provide resources like financial, moral support which are necessary for school to function. Then schools and communities collaborate on shared goals like education and social upliftment. Parent teacher associations we have in our school where we collaborate. Then you might be doing a community involvement in the school curriculum as a pedagogy. Then if we have to look at school and community as a social process are ongoing interactions, as I told before this slide, and activities through which societies grow and evolve. Schools and communities are active participants in these processes through socialization, cultural transmission, adaptation to change, and conflict resolution. Schools introduce students to societal norms, values, and roles, and communities reinforce these lessons through daily interactions. If we have to take example, schools teaching respect and empathy, which are practiced in community interactions. It is not we restrict them to the school level itself. We apply them in our life after school as well. Then cultural transmission. Schools preserve and transmit cultural traditions while embracing changes brought by communities. Through what we can foster the cultural transmission, we all celebrate various events in our school. Festivals we celebrate, in assemblies it might be, or it can be our annual cultural events. So various activities we perform in school is carried on in our community. Then adaptation to change, because nothing is constant, change is only constant in this. So we have to adapt to this change. How do we prepare our students or the individuals to adapt to this change? So both schools and communities adapt to evolving societal needs. You know that when we were in school, hardly any technology was used. Now it is advanced technology. We have adopted to it. So school integrating digital tools in education, supported by community efforts to ensure internet access. Then one more point if we have to take in school and community as a social process, it is conflict resolution. Schools play a role in mediating social conflicts and teaching problem solving skills which communities apply in broader context. How do we as a teacher solve the conflict of students? So they will learn all this in their practical life later on, know how to overcome such conflicts, especially when we talk about bullying. Anti-bullying campaigns can be done involving students and the parents along with the teachers in the school. So schools and communities as dynamic entities contribute to essential social process. Their collaboration ensures societal growth and harmony. Then coming to the third point, that is school and community as a progress. How school and community play a role in a progress of a society. So social progress, it refers to the advancement of society through improvement in education, innovation, equality, well-being. So in this, schools and communities are key drivers of this entire process in the progress of society. The innovative behavior of a person bring a change in the society. Education is used to alter and mold his behavior. Man secures his experience with the help of education and hands them over to the next generation. On the basis of this knowledge, the next generation goes on further and adds their own experience and pass through the coming generations. Thus, the social civilization and culture develop. So it is not possible without education. It is clear that education is a process of advancement. Education causes continuous change in the development of different habits and thinking of a person, and also in the construction of means and aids to make their life pleasant. Contributions to social progress. How school and community contribute to social progress, that is empowering individuals. So schools equip individuals with the knowledge and skills, enabling them to contribute to societal advancement. Communities support these efforts through initiatives and policies. For example, scholarship programs ensuring education for underprivileged students, opening the public schools, providing a free education that help the individual to empower. Then promoting social equity. Schools and communities work together to address inequalities, ensuring inclusivity and fairness. Even if you look at any board curriculum, they stress on it, social equity. You might be having a different type of students in your school, but still we have to teach them together. So community campaigns advocating for girls education, we can take example, or we can take example of some physically handicapped students also can learn along with the normal students. Then innovating for progress, schools and communities as a progress for innovating. So we all know that schools foster creativity and innovations, producing solutions to societal challenges. Communities provide platform for implementing these solutions. Are you aware that there is a school innovative ambassador program initiated by the government of India? Is there any of you have got a training under that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. If you are working, please do ask your school principal where we can bring out the innovative ideas from any grade, especially they consider from a grade 6 onwards. But if it is below also, if they come out with any innovative idea, we can register, they will handhold and they will take ahead. So you will get all those details how you can go about, and you will be also given a certificate for that, and you will be called a school innovative leader.
Ma'am, will you please tell that training name once again?
School innovative ambassador.
Yeah.
Like this way we can bring out, because you can see children have a lot of innovative ideas. We have no patience to listen to them. Whenever you give any activities to students, you just notice, is there something uniqueness in this? Coming to the next point, building a civic responsibility. So schools instill civic values, motivating students to engage in community activities. Example, tree planting campaigns, it can be involving schools and local organization. Can you tell me, have you involved or given any activity, or have you taken your students where they can develop their civic responsibility? Have you taken them for the community service. It might be, have you taken to them to the traffic police? How do they manage traffic? It might be firefighter.
Not exactly this type, ma'am, but I did it with the sixth grade student.
Okay.
About the cultures of India. So, like someone is Andhra, someone is from Tamil Nadu. They
Yeah.
came into their their cultural uniform, and they are presenting their state special food, state
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
Like that,
correct.
and they represent India's cultural things like that.
Exactly. So we integrate the entire part of our culture and let them also know that it's not only our culture exists, there is a different culture, but yet we live together united. So if we have to conclude, school as a system, school as a process, school as a progress. So, schools and communities are powerful agents of social progress, working together to shape a better future. Their collaboration ensures sustainable development and societal well being. So, we all know that man is a social being, and today, when we talk about social development in the context of education, it includes all such things as training the children in language, living manner, customs, and conduct of society. It enables them to adjust in the society and to make them sensitive to the good and evils of the society, as well as to develop the equality of leadership in them in order to eradicate social evils by bringing equalities in it, and love and sympathy, empathizing, cooperation have significance in developing entire relations with the society and for social change. So it is necessary to bring about relative development of these qualities in the children, and this is included in the context of social development. For the development of all this, we make use of group methods of working in schools. Have you ever noticed that whenever we give a group activity, there will be one or the other child, no ma'am, I want to do it independently. Have you ever come across, how did you handle such, if at all you had come across? Whenever you give a group activity, one or the other child, at least one child I find in a class, no ma'am, I would like to do it alone.
Yeah, it happened, ma'am.
It happens.
Yeah.
Because child feels that so in a group his identity won't be there or group members won't do, and his work is better than others and it won't be identified. So in such cases we have to manage, because we give independent as a individual activity as a group activity, but when group activity is given we have to ensure that child does it in the group itself, because collaboration and cooperation, how do child learn? When he works in the group
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, in that case, no, we can make the child as a leader of that group
Yes,
so
we
that
can.
he feels some importance.
Sure, yeah, definitely we can give him more responsibility. But never ever accept that, okay, you do individually and let them do in a group. So, this is all about school and community and what role they have. I just could brief it out, and there is a lot more to learn. And please have more access to resources, have a research in the internet, and more better notes is you go through UGC notes are there, simplified and it understood easily. So coming to the listed out questions from the topic social structure and education, only this related questions I have listed out here. So here the first question: explain the components and causes of social structure, and what is the role of education in the changing social structure. Explain the components of social structure. So that was another question. Either it come in the first part or second part. They are two different questions. So what we may include, because social structure we have covered already. What are the components of social structure? I hope you remember.
Micro, meso,
Oh yeah,
macro.
good one. Okay, okay. Micro, meso, and we have macro. So each one take an example and explain them. So micro level we can take an example of a family, and macro we can take an example of a nation, And meso, we can take an example of some institutions, political parties and all we can take an example of. And we have to explain each of their roles, how they causes a social structure, so how their structures are, then what is the role of each of them. Any one or two you can take in each level and you can explain.
Ma'am, what do we answer for causes?
Explain the components and causes of social structure. What causes, why do we have different units? Family, why it is there, family as a social structure.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that is universal, but it has a different structure as we could rural area when we talk about, but family exists, at least two members are there in a family. We talk about joint family. We when we have a visualize a family of a rural, it is quite different than the urban, than western and Indian when we take families. So family itself, it's a different structure, so what it causes a different. So take example of education structure of education, the goals, aims and its functioning are different, so we can take those and explain how are the norms and values in each those structures. Then explain the purpose of education in the socio-cultural context of Indian society. What is the purpose of education? So there are common purposes here. What are the purposes of education? We are in the education institution. Cultural transmission. How do we got to know that this is our culture? We have to be like this, we have to dress up like this, we have to talk like this, we have to behave like this with a person. How did we get to know all that? It is transfer. Then social integration, economic development, empowerment and social mobility, civic awareness and responsibilities, moral and ethical development, adapting to changing and modernization. Then third one is define the term social structure, differentiate caste and class, and explain how does these components influence Indian social structure. I hope you all remember we had a discussion about it. In the table form we had about.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Comparison was there.
Yeah. Then coming to the next fourth question. Education and social mobility are mutually reinforcing and explanatory. Discuss. So social mobility, it refers to the ability of individual or groups to move within or between a social strata. So this answer I'm going to post. Types of social mobility, we have a horizontal mobility, vertical mobility, a vertical mobility upwards and downwards. We have a intergenerational social mobility, intragenerational social mobility. The next one is, what do you mean by social mobility? Explain the role of education in promoting upward social mobility. Upward social mobility in the sense, you are in this state now, you will have a better state, that is upward. Or else if you your status reduces, that is a downwards. So upward movement, what helps for the upward movement? How education helps? Empowering, providing a job opportunities, developing skills. So all those points can be elaborated here. Then write a short note on characteristics of single parent family. I hope you remember just now in the previous slides we could note down the characteristics of single parent family. Characteristics, when we say, don't just restrict to that. Write the definition of a family, write it what is single parent family, then list out the characteristics, then list out a few advantages and disadvantages as well here. Then discuss the current trends and issues in family system in Indian society. What are the current trends? What can we see in the structure of the family now?
Nuclear system.
Nuclear system.
Okay.
Yes. So nuclear
Of
families.
single parent families also.
Single parent families also we can see. Yes. Blended families also we can see. Blended families in the sense of where divorced or that a spouse is passed away, that alone person gets married to other person, or divorced person also can be. And increased women empowerment. Role of women, you can see it has changed in the family. Won't you feel so?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then we can see intercaste and intra-religious marriages.
Intercaste marriage.
Yes, intercaste and interreligious, interregional. So we can see that as well. Then technology and communication, how it is playing a role here. Then changing parenting style. How our parents were, are we like that now?
No.
Not at all.
No, no.
Then marriages. You know that now people are getting married little later of their age, not
Yes.
as it was earlier. So they all come under over here in this.
Now it is advanced that same gender also marrying.
That is another
That is also.
trend. That also they are fighting for making it legal. Okay. The next one is, what is social stratification? Explain the factors influencing social stratification. So hope you remember the three different images we had, that pyramid and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then differentiate the joint family, nuclear family, and single parent family along with their advantages and disadvantages. This also we have listed out in the form of table. So you can easily remember. I hope that is very easy to note and write. Then one more question is, elucidate the educational role of a family. So what is the role of family in education? Family is the first unit where child start learning, inculcating values and rules and norms, civic sense, transforming the culture. So all this come under role of family in education. So this all, almost these all we have covered in today's session. So do remember that one last unit, you could see that there are no questions on the last unit, that is school and community. In direct questions we don't have because that is newly added concept in the latest syllabus. Okay, thank you so much. It was a good.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
you.
I had a good time with you all. So question also has been published already. You can refer that also.